Hello and welcome to Dive Bar Comedy. I'm Wild Joe. I am here with GT. What's up, GT?
Hey, did you know that when you first laid eyes on me, did you know I was the needle in the haystack?
No, I didn't. Actually, I was just thinking about this, GT, because I had a conversation with some guy at work who said, I was talking about these fake friends, these guys that pretend to be your friend, but really they're just waiting for their opportunity to get you drunk or you broke up with somebody or you're having a horrible day or something and you just randomly fuck them. And they're waiting and pretending to be your friend for years. And I said that we were friends, but that you weren't just waiting to fuck me the whole time, that you just gave up and were actually just being friends. Is that? And he said, no, he just played it right. How was that? When we were just friends, were you just waiting for the day that one day I'd fuck you? Or you were just like, oh, she's never going to fuck me. Let's just be buddies.
Well, what happened is one day you were at Flappers and we were talking, and you told me you'll fuck me one day, and I said when. You said I don't know, and you so I guess I said, well, maybe I guess she'll fuck me one day, and that was it.
Okay. Before that though, we saw each other all the time doing comedy shows. We were both at the Comedy Store every Monday night doing the Ding Dong show. We both quit and or got kicked off around the same time, and we would still be at the Comedy Store every Monday night doing the open mics, and then we would never get picked for that. So there was another open mic afterward, and you would say, hey, you want to go with me to this open mic? And we just ended up talking to each other. I didn't feel like you were really trying to be my friend or I was trying to be your friend. We just knew each other and we ended up talking whenever we'd be there on Mondays.
No, no, no. I wasn't trying to fuck you. Before that, I like when we used to hang out. I wasn't trying to fuck you. I don't really try to make friends with women, hoping I would fuck them, because it's just too much waste of my time.
Yeah, that's the feeling I got. This guy's like, oh, no. He was just really smooth. He just played it right. And I was like, no, I really think he just accepted that we're not going to do anything. And that, because you weren't really trying to be the other guy I was talking about who was really trying to be my friend. He was like constantly calling me, wanting to hang out. Like you weren't like that. We just happened to run into each other all the time because we were always both doing open mics.
For me, I just go through women one after another. I try to see next one, whatever. If a girl wants to fuck, okay, let's do it. It's just like Tinder. Swipe, 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 swipe. That's how it is.
Yeah, that's how I am too. That's why I made the rule of no fucking comics, because I know if I fuck a new one every 3 weeks, by the end of a year, what's that? That's like 17 guys a year. I would have a reputation more as like a groupie than as a comic myself.
Yeah, I would. I was like, yeah. For some reason I wasn't really trying to hook up with you. I was just trying to. I thought you're just too good looking for me or whatever. It just wasn't. We weren't like.
Well, that may be true.
Yeah. I was like, she's out of my league or whatever. Cause either that or I've had beautiful women before, but I was just saying, you know what? I think she's too Hollywood for me.
Well, yeah, and you just seemed like kind of like not really a relationship type either, and I wasn't looking for that either. I got the feeling that you accepted it when I said I don't fuck comics. You were like, oh, she ain't gonna give me your pussy. But you accepted it, and then you just were like, whatever, let's do open mics together. You weren't trying to fuck, and you get a vibe. Like a woman gets a vibe when a guy's trying to fuck, and like this other guy that I was talking about, he was always trying to hang out, and then when we would hug goodbye, he would complain about the type of hug I would give him because he didn't think it was like an intense enough hug. I would give him that friend hug, the hug where you do the double pat. And he would say, never hug me like that again. I hate that. Like, he would get so offended. And I go, what do you want? Like a full-on body-to-body, groin-to-groin, intimate hug?
Yeah. It seems like you're just like, you need to get rid of guys like that. You know, even if seems like he's looking for something, and you just have to get rid of him. You can't. It's I don't really get it. Guys being friends with women, and most of the time they're looking for something. They're looking for some pussy, and most of the time there's some gay dudes out there, or some certain type of dudes that hang around with women, play hopscotch with them. But I've seen that at school. But most of the time, when guys are hanging out with certain women, that they just want to have sex with them.
Yeah, I mean, that is a problem, especially with attractive women, that most of the guys that are hanging out are not really your friend. They're just pretending to be your friend because they're waiting for their chance. That's why I dumped almost all my guy friends at that point, and which kind of made it easier to end up in a relationship because I didn't have a whole bunch of guy friends hanging around. Because before I used to always hang out with all guys. I never had I had some girlfriends, but I would mostly be like the one girl hanging out with a bunch of guys.
Yeah, you did hint that you wanted to have sex with me at the Flappers Comedy Club, and then you just pushed me away after that. And sort of when he did, I sort of shrugged me off after that. Sort of like I sort of like got a couple like mixed feelings. For me, I just I tried a little bit, and then I'm all like, you know what, it's too much of an effort.
Well, yeah, because my rule was I'm not gonna fuck any comics because I had done the music industry before. Not like I fucked a lot of people in the music industry, but there were a few people that I did end up hooking up with who I liked a lot, and it wound up not turning into a relationship. And not only that, it ruined our working relationship as musicians. And then they would get a girlfriend or something, and then it was really awkward for me to be working with them anymore because, when you do music, you're sitting alone in a room together. You might be writing a song or something like that. And of course, once they have a girlfriend, she's not going to like that. But actually, I mean, the girls probably wouldn't like it much anyway, just having an attractive female around their guy. But guys that are producers or that work with musicians, they often have to work with beautiful women. So that alone shouldn't be a big problem. But yeah, I made a rule. I'm not going to mess this up in comedy. I'm not going to hook up with any of these guys. And each and every guy eventually did try. Every single guy that I was at all friendly with did try in one way or another. Some tried harder. Some were more direct. Some, straight out asked for threesomes or sex or sent me dick pics. Some were trying to be romantic and asked me on dates. Some went in for a kiss right there at the Comedy Store. Pauly Shore.
Pauly Shore went in for a kiss?
Yeah.
Who else?
Oh, Russell Peters tried to get me to spend the night when I was ended up at a party at his house. I got at least 3 unsolicited dick pics from different comics. Yeah, they all had their own methods, but the thing I liked about you, GT, is that you accepted it when I said no, we're not going to hook up. You just accepted it and moved on. But I did feel some attraction toward you. That's why I mentioned it that one day that maybe one day we would hook up.
You were at first in denial that you ever said something like that, but seems like you're admitting it now.
I kind of forgot about it. I was probably stoned, and my true feelings came out, and I mentioned it. It was one of those things like maybe I had thought of you in that way, but I wasn't planning to actually do anything about it. But I thought, maybe one day. And then one day I did because I got bored enough or horny enough, and you were just there, and I didn't think anybody would find out.
And you mentioned it, and then you jump. I saw you. You jumped into Uber and you took off, and I was like, "Oh God, oh well. I guess she's just like, maybe I don't know, whatever." So, but now we're married, but and you like to cook, and you were cooking and cleaning and all that stuff. It's amazing, yeah.
Well, I have to eat, so that's one of my hidden talents. I always cook every day for myself, and now since I've been married, I let you have some. Or sometimes I even double the recipe so you can eat some too.
Yeah, you seem very disgusted of meat. You pick up the meat, you're touching it like you're touching some sort of a slime. You pick it up, and you are like you're touching someone's balls, and you're having some sort of reactions with it's actually chicken, and looks clean, looks nice, and I don't see any bones in there, and you're having allergic reactions, seems like, and it's kind of odd.
I am disgusted by meat. One of the reasons that I'm mainly vegetarian is not just to save animals, and it's not just to save the planet, and it's not just because it's good for your health and other reasons like that. It's because I am just disgusted by meat, and especially raw meat. I get grossed out by bones and tendons and organs and other stuff that shows up in meat. Really grosses me out. So I've always felt like that. Even when I was a little kid, I was kind of grossed out by meat. So it's not just a conscious moral choice. It's actually just my natural feeling of disgust at dealing with dead carcasses when I'm trying to eat. So I might eat chicken once in a while, but cooking raw chicken, as I was cutting that raw chicken up, I made a decision in my head to never do a recipe that requires cutting raw chicken because it's just too gross.
Yeah, you made me cut the raw chicken, and you know what? It's just mind over matter. You need to get over it. You know what I mean?
Well, I think the best thing for me is just to not eat meat. But anyway, we're kind of gonna go over our time if we keep chitting and chatting. Is that a word? Chit chat, chitting and chatting. So let's get into our show. We have some great comics coming up, and some fun interviews. And as always, you can check us out live. Anybody in the LA area, go to divebarcomedy.com to hear our podcast, and go to gtscomedygam.com to see our upcoming shows. We're also on Facebook, the GT's Comedy Jam page. And then we have a standing date every, last Thursday of the month, right?
Yeah, every last Thursday of the month, we're at the Liquid Zoo, and that's a dive bar, and we have shows coming up mostly at dive bars. We're only doing dive bars. That's our brand, and that's what we're doing right now. And we don't have any dates right now at the Universal Bar and Grill or the Lotus Lounge. We might have some dates coming up pretty soon in Long Beach and Orange County, some different dive bars, but right now we're just at the Liquid Zoo.
Where exactly is Liquid Zoo?
It's in Van Nuys on Sepulveda.
All right, so Valley people, check us out. Liquid Zoo, we're there the last Thursday of every month, and we have more shows coming soon. Thanks. Attention all drinkers. Attention all drinkers. Do you like a smooth-tasting vodka that goes down with no burn? How about Global Vodka, straight from Italy? Check it out. You can find it at global-vodka.com. Not only does it have a smooth, great taste, it also is gluten-free and organic for you health nuts. So try Global Vodka. You can find it at global-vodka.com, or next time you're in LA, check it out at Universal Bar and Grill. Welcome back to Dive Bar Comedy. I am here with comic Jacob Hagensen. What's going on?
Not much. You're just getting ready.
Oh, you seem like you're Scandinavian.
That's correct. I'm very Scandinavian.
You may be from the same place that Haagen-Dazs ice cream come from.
I don't think so. No, I don't. I don't think so. No, I'm from Norway.
Oh, my grandmother was from Norway.
Yeah, I can see you got some blonde hair in you. So yeah, some Scandinavian genes. That's awesome.
Did you start doing comedy back in Norway?
No, I started when I moved to LA.
How's it been going as like the only Norwegian comic in LA?
It's going very good right now. Actually, I've been performing a bit all over the place, and I'm very excited to do it here. And I'm a little nervous to do it here because it's a very different age group than I'm used to performing in front of. So that'll be exciting.
Who do you usually perform in front of?
People that weren't teens around when Kennedy was president.
So wait, so you normally perform for like an older crowd?
No, way younger crowd.
Okay. So now you're saying that Universal Bar and Grill has an old crowd.
older than I'm used to crowd, I guess.
You look like a young guy, and let me describe you for people that cannot see you. You are the epitome of Scandinavian, like the blonde and blue eyes and white, and yeah, you're like ice cream, like a vanilla ice cream.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So you usually do what kind of shows? Open mics and shows around town?
I mostly perform at Flappers in Burbank. Get 5 minutes there where I just, rant and talk about things I find amusing.
So I've performed at Flappers, and speaking of a young audience, Flappers serves food, and therefore you can be a child and go to Flappers. So I've had several children show up in the audience at Flappers. Has that ever happened to you?
No, thank God. That would be way too inappropriate.
Yeah, it was very inappropriate. Like, it was one of my first shows where I only had one set. I had no alternate set, and it was very, very dirty. And I look in the audience, and there's a 10-year-old in the front row.
No, nothing like that has ever happened to me. I've been very lucky, mostly like 20 to 30. So I can keep it as dirty as I want, and they get all the jokes. So.
Yeah, the mother was plugging his ears. I'm like, why did you bring your child here? But I couldn't change my set because I didn't have any clean jokes. And even if you asked me now to do a clean set, it would be quite a challenge. It's pretty hard to think of a clean joke that's funny. So kudos to anybody who can.
Agreed. It's quite the challenge.
So you came out to LA. Were you coming here with dreams of becoming a comic, or you just fell into it?
No, it started that I got into an acting academy in Hollywood, and there we get to try different things. So I decided to try comedy, and I loved it ever since I got the first laughs, and I decided to keep doing it.
Yeah, I like live comedy because you get instant feedback. You get an instant yes or no for whether each joke is good.
Yeah, like the joke you say, it's everything between the best thing the audience have heard or so bad they throw dirty needles at you, and you don't know which it is until after you said it.
Never had a dirty needle thrown at me, but I think the worst thing that could happen, well, I don't know which is worse. Sometimes it's bad when they're sitting there staring at you and really paying attention, but with a straight face and not laughing. That's kind of like, well, I've got their attention, but they think I'm boring at the same time. But I think even worse than that is when they just drift off and start doing side conversations and don't pay any attention.
Very agree on the last one. Yeah, that happened to me, that some people are talking during the sets. And, of course, I do get a little insulted, and I get a little sad because it obviously means I'm not doing a good enough of a job. So, no, and I haven't, I'm still very new to this, so I haven't learned how to handle hecklers just yet. But we'll see if I get my first heckler soon enough.
Well, you're here at the Universal Bar and Grill where there are a lot of distractions. There are people watching TV. There's people ordering drinks. They're here to chit-chat with their friends and hang out. There's bands playing, so there's fans of the bands that are just hanging out, waiting to be groupies and talk to the band. So there might be some side conversations. There might be some drunk people. What do you think? You have any plans for how you might handle it?
No, not really, but I love a challenge, so we'll see how it goes. I'm just gonna stick to my set, see if it works well, and if it doesn't, then I'm gonna get home as fast as I possibly can.
And, I've noticed with hecklers, they're not all bad. Some just want a conversation, and some are rude. They're trying to interrupt you or insult you, but some just want to be part of the show. Maybe they're drunk, and they just want to be... they want you to hear them, and they want a response from the audience, too.
No, I mean, yeah, that could be nice enough to have a conversation with someone from the audience, but, yeah, of course, but it's like you plan a set, you get a certain amount of minutes, and you just want to get through your jokes and say them without interruption. So I think if it's just to drink your drink and enjoy the show, I think that's the best advice I have for anyone at a comedy club.
That is the most polite thing. But anyway... Well, I can't wait to hear your set. For all of our people listening, where can they find you on social media or online?
Jacob Hagensen, one word, at Instagram. That's it.
Cool. All right, well, thanks for coming on Dive Bar Comedy.
Thank you so much.
Hey, guys, you need flooring because your floors got messed up during the last party. You need flooring because your dog urinated all over the place. And it's all brown and stained, and it's buckling, and it's warping because of your dog. You were out doing comedy. No one was home. Well, log on to selectflooring.biz. Selectflooring.biz. B-I-Z. And hit them up. Call them up. Say, hey, what your situation is.
So you guys ready for the next comedian coming to the stage? Yeah. That's right, that's right. And I like this next comedian's name. He sounds like he's from Sweden. He probably got blonde hair. He's probably tall. Probably fucking gorgeous and shit. Dick's probably huge. Bigger than black guys. I mean, it's huge. And whatnot. And he's probably well-spoken. And it's nice for no fucking reason. So, I want you to show some love for the man with the J for the first letter, the H for the last, and show some good time love for the next comedian, Mr. Jacob Hagensen! And he's blonde and gorgeous!
Yeah, you're not wrong. Without a doubt, the nicest introduction I've ever gotten in my life. Thank you so much, I appreciate it. But no, let's get serious. What's comedy? What is comedy? What is this weird thing that attracted all of us to come here tonight? What do you think? What is comedy? What is comedy? You just came out to see a friend. So you don't have any idea. What is this weird thing called comedy? Sure, why not band, not comics over there? But yeah, sure, comics your inputs. No, comedy is tragedy. I know it sounds weird, but comedy is in fact tragedy. The only difference between tragedy and comedy is that in a tragedy, if you're hit by a bus, then you will have a monologue about how sad and depressing and yet intriguing death is. But if you're hit by a bus in a comedy, then you jump up and you yell, "Hit me again, I fucking dare you!" So yeah, the comedy is just sad stuff happening to strong people. So with that in mind, this is what I think about the Jews. This is what I think. I think there is nothing I can say about the Jews that is going to be worse than what they've gone through anyway. So there's really no point. And I don't think you should make too many jokes about the Jews or the Holocaust, but because my grandfather, he did actually die during the Holocaust. Yeah, in a concentration camp. He fell from the watchtower and broke his neck. And it was a real tragedy for my family. So, I was also going to make a joke about black people. Now I got your attention. No, I was going to make a joke about black people, but I can't, because I haven't finished the joke yet. It's only 3/5 completed. I know, it's horrible, but I don't care. Like I said, it's tragedy. But you know, I think, what do I think? Yeah, okay, actually, I lost that train of thought. So, now that I talked about Jews, black people, and all that stuff, let's talk about me. Because I'm a narcissistic prick who think I deserve all this attention on stage. I moved to LA about a year ago, and I was going to move into this apartment with some people I've never met before. And I was hoping for two things. First off, please let the roommates be nice, please. And second, for everything that is pretty, holy, and beautiful in life. For all future revolutions and power to the people, by all the gods there is, ever was, or ever will be, please do not let me get that top bunk. Because I hate that top bunk. But yeah, my roommates, they showed me the new place, it was really nice, and then they showed me the bedroom, and there was 3 beds there. There's a solo bed by the window, and then there's a bunk bed. And one spot was made up especially for me. You guys want to take a shot in the fucking dark? Which one was mine? Yes, of course it was the top bunk. Because you don't pick top bunk, you're given top bunk. It's exactly like chlamydia. Here you go. Enjoy that. Thank you. Oh, I just hate it. I mean, you could go to a North Korean concentration camp, and I promise you they will have bunk beds there. Except they're not high enough for you to jump off and kill yourself. You can rush me to the hospital, infested with cancer AIDS, all over my body, and the doctor, he will say, "Yes, Jacob, this is a very serious and very rare disease. Good job. But we have a solution. We have to do the procedure in this top bunk. I will find a way to live with that disease." But I couldn't really say anything because I was the new guy. So I just decided to live with it. I lived there for a month. But then I started to bring girls home. Yeah, that's right. I got game, motherfuckers. That's not really true. I have game here in LA because I look like every Norwegian ever. There is nothing special about me back home. But here I am. I'm interesting. I'm exotic. I'm a little spicy. Yeah. In other words, I have to fly across the fucking Atlantic Ocean to get laid. But yeah, I brought this girl home, and she was sweet, she was cool, and we were gonna do it. Just one problem, I sleep in a top bunk. I don't know if you guys have ever had sex in a top bunk, but it is the worst place to have sex ever, for 3 reasons. First off, it's the sound, because you're humping for 2 beds. I don't care where other people are. They could be 3 rooms across, 2 floors down, having a screaming match against a baboon, and they will still hear that freaking. The second reason is the worst place is because you're gonna try to say sexy, and I think one of the more sexy things you can do to one another pre-coitus is to undress each other, because yeah, it's playful, it's nice, it's fucking foreplay, is what it is. You cannot do that in a top bunk because it's 1 foot to the roof and it's 6 feet down. If you get too excited, you will fall down and die. And that's the biggest turnoff ever. So the solution to that, she's undressing herself in a top bunk and I'm undressing myself on the floor. Trying to keep the mood going, like, yeah, baby, I'm gonna ravish you when I get up there. I'm gonna make you scream so loud nuns will be turned on. You know that classic good stuff. And finally, fuck up my jacket. And finally, she was naked and I was naked. And this brings us to reason number 3, just getting up there. I didn't have a ladder on my bed for some reason. So now I have to do some naked parkour in order to get to this naked girl. Usually getting the girl to bed is the hard part of getting laid. Now it's just, getting myself up there. Because you are naked. Everything is hanging loose. And you're very vulnerable, and I'm climbing these thin steel bars. I'm 1 misstep away from the cheapest vasectomy ever. I feel like you guys are not picturing that. Okay, just imagine, you're in the top bunk, you are hot and wet, and gonna have sex with me, and I am extremely nude, climbing over and squishing, and it's just awful. But finally I did get my own place. And I got a solo bed by the window, which I always dreamed about. Now, do you know what is worse than having sex in a top bunk? Not having sex when you're finally out of the top bunk. Anyway, that's all my time, so thank you guys so much. You've been a pleasure to perform in front of. My name is Jacob Hagensen.
All right, another round of applause for Jacob Hagensen. No, I didn't lose that shit. That's right. How you like the Swedish bombshell? Y'all like that, man? That's right, you put that thing on y'all. You know what I'm saying? I like the racist jokes. I like racist jokes. We all like racist jokes. I think y'all like racist jokes. Y'all like racist jokes? Here's a racist joke. What happened to the 3 little pigs? They moved into the hood and they never had a motherfucking chance. We like pork. We like ribs. That's nothing wrong. Why did the chicken cross the road? Because he was walking through the hood at night and he saw 3 niggas down the street. What? That's so true. You know, that shit is like, oh, fuck that. Fuck that. I'm looking for a chicken tonight. I don't care what size it is. I don't care what size it is. Racist jokes are good. Racist jokes are good. Hell yeah. Y'all remember the 70s and 80s, Sanford and Son and all that shit and all the family? They call each other cracking, right on the show, right on national TV. And they kind of like loosened the conversation and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just like, we were exposing ignorance. You know what I mean? But then when you kind of hide it off of TV, and then you hear it on Twitter, or Facebook, like my man was talking about, fucking Johnny called, like my man fucking Dupree said, they fucking Johnny called somebody, they go on Facebook this week, shit is over. Silence Michael Jackson. That's his answer. I was like, Mike didn't even say shit. He did. Like, give the boy a chance. So once again, another round of applause for Jacob Hagensen. Did a great job. Thank you guys again for being at the GT Comedy Jam.
Hey ladies, you want some hot deals on sexy styles? Check out everydaysweetheart.com for everyday great deals on cute and sexy outfits, clubwear, mini dresses, leggings, sexy lingerie, and guys, feel free to stop by too and find something hot for the girl of your dreams. That's everydaysweetheart.com, and for 10% off, use the friend code TAKE10. That's TAKE10. Thanks a lot.
Oh man, I've been busy. Wild Joe. I've been busy getting people in. We got Sammy Boss here, people. Sammy Boss. How you doing, Sammy Boss?
What's up? What's up, GD?
I feel like a middleman in between this conversation. What's going on at the door, GT? What are we missing out on?
We got a lot of broke people trying to get in. You know, broke people that don't have $10.
My favorite kind of customer, broke-ass losers.
Yeah, some are kids, some are grown-ups, some are just like, maybe they don't have a job.
Oh, well. Well, you're doing a good job guarding the door. Good job, GT, guarding the door. So, Sammy Boss. That doesn't sound like your birth name. Is that you made that name, Europe?
I just got tired of spelling my name to Chinese restaurants for delivery, you know. So I'm like my real name is Shamik, but I have to spell it. I'm like, got just tired of it. But you know, also the story is like, this is how it happened. So we were living in Austin, Texas, and my family, my wife and my kid, they had gone to like a Buddhist conference, okay? And I was all alone. There was a jacuzzi in the house. I was never allowed to use that because my wife said it'll become dirty.
Wait. You're too dirty for the jacuzzi, or it's too dirty for you?
Probably both. She said it'll be a mess. Don't use the jacuzzi. It was a new jacuzzi. I haven't used it for like a year. So like.
Could she use it?
I don't know.
Or nobody's using it?
Nobody's using it because we are keeping it clean. If it, you know.
Wow. Okay.
So that weekend, yeah, right? So that weekend, nobody was there. I was like throwing my socks, eating whatever. I was enjoying the jacuzzi and like you know, Archimedes, he woke up from the water and said, Eureka, because he discovered something. Like that, I woke up and I said, I feel like a boss. And I went to Facebook and I changed my name, Sammy Boss.
Well, that's a good story. It sounds like, your wife is keeping things too clean in your house.
Right. She keeps saying that. She's also a hoarder. But that's a
bad combo. Everything's clean, but there's just too much stuff, but it's all clean, and you're not allowed to touch it.
Yeah, right. I was just making a list of the things that she keeps, you know. She doesn't throw away old calendars. I asked her plastic forks, soy sauce packets, her virginity.
Wow.
Just kidding. Skip the last part.
No, the calendars I understand. The reason that I can see not throwing away old calendars is because you write everything that you did that year on it, and so it could be like almost like a diary, like a memory of everything you did during the year. Plastic forks, I don't know.
I have a feeling like, I feel between a couple, there's always a hoarder and a purger.
Yeah, I've been purging lately. I don't think I'm a hoarder, but everybody kind of hoards a little bit or ends up just collecting stuff. And, there's that show, I don't know if you heard about that Marie Kondo show on TV, so a lot of people are doing their purging right now.
I heard Goodwill donations went up because of Marie Kondo. So I tried showing that to my wife as a subtle hint, like let's get things moving, but
we did it. Actually, GT and I, he's gone now, but we're married, and we start with clothes. The Marie Kondo method, you start with your clothes. So we actually have so far gotten rid of 2 giant, big black trash bags full of clothes. Most of them are his. And when I started off, I said, "You like all your shirts?" He goes, I go, pull out the shirts you don't like. He goes, I like all my shirts. I wear all my shirts. But then when he started going through one by one, he's like, I haven't worn this in 20 years. Oh, this is ugly. It's out of style. When you really look at them, you don't wear all your shirts.
Right. Exactly. And like, there's always a reason to not throw things away. You may think that you may need this in the future, but I feel like it stems from a sense of anxiety. I don't know. I mean, I'm a digital hoarder, We all hoard stuff, but like, it's like kind of,
Well, stuff is expensive too. Like I have like a video camera I bought in probably 2003, and it was like $1,000. And now the iPhone is probably better than that camera, but I don't want to get rid of the camera because it was $1,000.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And that's when Marie Kondo says, thank you. You have served your purpose. Goodbye. Exactly, like we had this old Nokia phone from like 15 years back, and she's like, I spent so much money, why do you want to throw it away,
That's true. You can't really think about like how much it used to cost. You think about, how much could I sell it for now? Nothing. It's not worth anything now because it's obsolete technology.
Right, and you're not really wasting stuff, Like you are wasting it by holding on to it. If you give it away, there's somebody who can find some use for it, I feel.
That's true. I send all my old iPhones to my pen pal in Ghana. I have a pen pal in Africa, and I always send him my old phone. But their mail system is a lot of robbery. So my last one that I sent, the iPhone 4, got stolen in the mail.
Well, at least somebody got it. Somebody in Ghana is using it,
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, I'm from India, so, GT is here. I mean, I don't know. You wanted to say something? Oh, but like, yeah, we, I used to. This is a weird story. It's like, we were so like, we used to get like canned fruit juices, right? And there was a trash can, and I would throw it from the window into the trash can, but sometimes it'll spill out. But it's just a sign of prosperity, It's a weird, America is a country of prosperity. I mean, it's hard. I think it's good for people to have experienced other places that they can really appreciate what, is there in America. I think people who've lived here never can have that kind of appreciation,
Yeah, I do. I do think it's great to travel. So, GT, we were just talking about how we cleaned out our closet. How do you feel about your closet now that you got rid of all those old shirts?
Yeah, I had some shirts that said player on them. Players. And it was like an old jersey kind of deal. And it's not something I would wear anymore. And then I had stuff that made me look like what do you call that? The cable guy. So I got rid of that.
Yeah, he got rid of a lot of stuff. I was very proud of him because he went from not wanting to get rid of anything to getting rid of 2 big garbage bags worth of stuff. So I was very proud of him. But back to like traveling and juices and stuff. I noticed when I went to like Europe and Spain, their drinks are like half the size of our drinks. They're all really tiny. Like we went to lunch and my mom ordered like 4 drinks and they were looking at us like, how much can you guys drink? Like not alcoholic, just juice drinks or sodas are all really small there. And they come to America and they go, oh my God, these people are drinking like 64-ounce huge drinks. So, I mean, it is just good to travel anywhere just to see the differences in how people live.
Right. I think Europe, especially like I've been to Germany or, when you just get into the plane, you feel the stress level change because like people are sitting down and reading newspapers, drinking tea. What are we running around? What are we running behind,
Yeah, they take a siesta in Spain, which is a bit inconvenient because everything is closed in the middle of the day. But it's kind of nice for them to take a break. And they also do like a walk, like at 10 p.m. Everybody's just strolling the streets, all the families and kids and everybody they're just walking around, strolling the streets like almost every night.
Really? Where is this? In Spain?
Yeah, in Barcelona. They eat for like a long time. They eat for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, like these long extended meals, and then they take a walk afterwards, and it's really neat.
It's like that's what we're missing in today, human connection. You can never have an app for the care or the human, connection. I mean, for us, when I was in India, we used to have power cuts, all the power in the house. And that was, as kid, it was a good time. Because all the kids would go out in the street, we wouldn't have to study because there were no light. So that was a fun time to,
Yeah. I mean, now people are afraid of their neighbors and they don't want to even go outside or walk around at night, and nobody else is doing it. So, But anyway, this is your first time on GT's Comedy Jam, and
yeah, it's pretty good. Thank you for having me.
so you've been doing stand-up for a while, and what can we expect tonight?
So as I say, I'm not really a comic. It's just that I'm married. I have no one to talk to.
Great reason.
And I'm like, I needed a place to complain about the things my wife did. So I'm like, this is good. You find value in everything. So I'm appreciative of all the torture that people have provided to me. That's how I discovered comedy,
I hope your wife never listens to this.
She doesn't care. That's fine. I mean, she does, but,
So she never comes to your shows?
She hasn't. I once uploaded a show on Facebook, and she saw that, and she was like, "You can't spare me even here." It's like, but it's all good, I guess.
Well, here's the other thing, for me anyway, is when you're on stage talking about your wife or whoever, it's a joke. It's an exaggeration. It's not 100% just the truth. I mean, there's a bit of exaggeration to it too, so they can't take it too seriously.
Right. I think that's what I like about comedy. Like, I go to this, you get all the gunk out of your system, and then you emerge a better person, and the audience, they have fun at, like, I'll end with this, okay? So in ancient India, there was this king. Instead of hiring wise ministers, he used to hire stupid people as his advisors. And they asked him, why did you do that? He was such a wise king. He's like, I'll learn more from the mistakes these people make than all the theories these wise people share. So I'm like, that's why everybody should come to a comedy club, listen to our stories of fucking up, and be sure not to repeat.
Very good story. Very good story. All right. Well, I can't wait to hear your set. Where can people find you online?
My Instagram handle is The Professional Weirdo. And my website is theprofessionalweirdo.com.
All right. Cool. Thanks a lot.
Hey guys, you need a party tent, you need a commercial tent, you need a tent because you have no garage? Well, log on to webtentsale.com, webtentsale.com, and check out our site. This site is designed for commercial tents, party tents, and anything but camping tents. So if you need a tent because you have a party and you need to buy it instead of renting it all the time, you're tired of throwing your money down the drain, well, go to our website, webtentsale.com, and check it out and order your tent right now.
So you guys ready for the next comedian coming to the stage? All right, I like this next comedian's name. They sound like a mobster. It's real gangster. Probably has a small 22 pistol in their waistline, but I don't know. So let's show some love for the S and the B coming up to the stage. It's Sammy Boss.
Thank you. I'm not a comic. It's just that I'm married. I have no one to talk to. Sometimes I speak to random people on the street, ask people for directions, speak to homeless people, call customer support for a product I haven't bought. And calling customer support is my favorite because most of them are back in India. So it's like a free call home. I'm like, dude, how's the weather? Who's winning the cricket match?
And they're like, dude, we have to go back to work, find someone else. So that's why I'm here today. Yeah, I mean, none of you you guys are single. You have hope in your life. A better day. Yeah, I mean, we all had hope, and then sometimes marriage can be false advertising, Things that happen before don't happen afterwards. I had to order a blowjob device from Amazon because it had been such a long time, I forgot what it felt like. And the device did not work. And worse of it, it was on Amazon Prime, but when I tried to return it, they said this product is not eligible for return. So anyways, after we got married, we had a kid, and then my wife and the daughter and the dog, they'll sleep in one room. I'm all alone in the other room. But technically I'm not alone. I'm actually having a threesome with Siri and Alexa. Like, Siri, do you like me? Yes, I like you. Do you love me? No answer, just like my wife. So, my wife is Christian and I am Buddhist, and we have only one kid. So both of us are trying to convert her. It's like UPS and FedEx fighting over one account. So I try to explain religion to her, like she's a kid, in social media. I'm like, Pearl, listen. Christianity is like Facebook. People are pretending to have a nice time, but are they really? Islam is more like Twitter. You speak less, you follow more. Whereas Buddhism is like Instagram. No words, only pretty pictures. Yeah, thank you. I'm not so sure if she's convinced. But that's enough about my sad story. But what do you guys think about the wall? You've heard about the wall. Do you think the wall should be built or should not be built? Fuck the wall. Fuck the wall. Pink Floyd, right? No?
Yeah.
What was that? Sorry? I think the wall is not the solution, immigrants like us will find a way to get in, man. We are determined, but yeah, I mean, here's the thing though. I feel like the problem is America is too prosperous, I'm from India. Nobody's trying to build a wall there because nobody's trying to get in, And nobody notices if the government is shut down or what, not. Because it was nowhere open to begin with, So it's kind of like me at work, I don't go to work, I go there just to hide from my wife. See? And for the free coffee and the restroom and all that, right? Well, we had a performance review and everybody got a bonus, and I got a performance warning. And I'm like, dude, I know you guys are trying to get rid of me, but that's not the way to get rid of me, I was always attracted to the girls who rejected me. It's like my parents, they were very loving, but then they grew, my parents, when they grew older, they became very loving, and it became uncomfortable. So I had to move to America just for the racism, just for the hostility. I mean, if you want me to leave the job, just treat me badly. Treat me well and I'll leave because I'm uncomfortable with being treated well. Attracted to abuse. Thank you, GD. I'll spare you guys the remaining. I'm a married man. There's no happy ending. Thank you very much.
Yeah, round of applause for Sammy Boss. Happy Diwali, Sammy Boss. Happy Diwali, brother. know what I'm saying? We got a bunch of Indian cats at my gig and shit. They be having the little dope spring festivals. They throw colors on each other and shit. Shit beautiful, man. They some happy motherfuckers.
LA residents, are you tired of slippery floors? Are you afraid you might slip on your tile? Well, check out tightgripla.com. It's a local business coming out, surveying your floors, and treating it with a non-slip solution, a semi-permanent non-slip solution that will keep your floors safe, whether in the rain outdoors or indoors in the kitchen or bathroom areas that sometimes get wet and very slippery. So if you want safer floors and to not get injured while you're just walking around, check out tightgripla.com.
So you guys ready for the next comedian? I said, are you ready for the next comedian? All right, we got a Rooski coming up to the stage, so she might have fucked with our vote, but don't you worry about it. Show some love for a beautiful young lady. She got an A for the last first name and an M for the last name. This Miss Anuska
Hello. Hello, Los Angeles. Hello. Okay, this is way past my bedtime. Seriously. Let me get this out of here. You guys still awake? If you see things falling around, that's normal, because I am on the stage. Coming here tonight, I was thinking it would be really cool if I was a rock singer, because I was just in the mood to kind of shake it off and burn it out, and then just yeah, it's good with the music. And now everything is so quiet. Hello, you can feel the pin drop. By the way, my name is Anuska, and I was born in Croatia. For those who don't know, Croatia is the country located between Italy and freedom. Yes, it is a beautiful country. I personally love it, and my favorite part was leaving it. You may say I literally ran out of it every single time. And that's how I became a runway model. The reason why I ran from home a lot. Yeah? Yeah, that was really cool. I was also firstborn in my family, and as a firstborn, I was supposed to be a boy. So they raised me to pee standing up. Now I just do it by choice. I really like it. I know. I also I look white. I'm actually black. High five. Yeah, baby. So when I moved to LA, I rented me an apartment in Inglewood. You might think it's a crazy thing, but no, I mean, I felt right at home. My girlfriend thought I was out of my mind, but I'm always out of my mind, and that just was great. Besides, it had a pool of blood. Yeah, I never seen such a thing. It's red. Everybody else, it was so unique. It was perfect. So after I moved in, next morning, there was a body on fire across the street. And my girlfriend calls me and she goes like, oh my God, girl, are you upset? Are you okay? Are you safe? I was like, yeah, I'm safe. I'm in the kitchen window watching. It was all over the news and stuff. I was like, if it was in my living room, I would be upset. But it's across the street. It's entertainment. It's Los Angeles. Isn't that how they make movies here? I mean, I don't know. I really don't know, because when I came here to LA, I wanted to fit in. So I decided to choose an American last name. That's how my last name is Miller. And so first, but it didn't start that way. How it could happen and come to it is because I first chose Simpson. I thought I'm going to be cool about it. And then OJ showed up. After that, I chose Weinstein. Then Harvey showed up. I was about to choose Cosby, but then I heard his story. I was like, okay, no. So I went to drink, and they were having this happy hour. It was a Miller time, so that's how I became Miller. Imagine if they had, what do you call it, the moose head? Oh, Lord. Black, looking white, with the last name Moosehead. Yeah, that's exactly the reaction. Thanks. Okay, so I'm vegan. Don't feel sorry for me. I'm always hungry. But as a runway model, I used to not being able to eat anything, and as a comedian, I cannot afford any food. So veganism fits right into that, and I'm often angry because of it. And I put a pin in that because you see, I'm a really nice person. Everybody will tell you that, but not my boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend, not so much, because when he didn't want to leave, I stabbed him with the scissors. Now I really wish that was a joke, and I'm always happy when there is no police officer in here, and I always say, it's a comedy. And my ex-husband, he used to hide the knives behind the computer. I was like, dude, I can see them. Am I the only one? Yeah. I know, I can't be the only one. Isn't that why we moved to LA here, right? Because everything is allowed and we are forgiven. I travel a lot lately with a comedy. By the way, I just had a 1-year anniversary. I am doing comedy for 1 year and 5 days. How am I doing so far? Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. And as a matter of fact, thank you for clapping. I forgot to tell you, we are filming this just a little bit. It's not for Netflix, but my manager is asking me to give him some tape because I'm signing a contract. Yay! So, thank you. And the next thing that I really want, it's my big dream to be a first Croatian person to be on Netflix. Listen, I don't even know what I just said, but it sounds good. So let's just go with it, right? Alright. Gosh, I have so many jokes to tell you, stories. I just don't know what to tell you next. Say some fucked up shit now. Fucked up shit? Okay, I don't smoke, I do drink. I'm a drinker. But I never drink. Thank you. I don't drink before the show. I was drinking afterwards. Thank you. They're my fans. Yeah, that's good. Cool. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, motherfucker! Thank you! It feels nice to just stand here and look good. Okay, so I will leave you with this. I know I look fit. I'm really lazy as fuck. Like every American. So I know I'm in a great country. And because of comedy, it doesn't pay really so much. Like, as a comedian, I really have a good life because I get to tell people jokes, make people laugh, and I don't make any money. So I had to take this job, the damn job, at the gym. And that's the only way you can get me out of the bed at 5 a.m. So I'm a spin teacher. Can you imagine? If you hate me now, come at my spin at 5 a.m. and I'm a real hazard. But anyway, so, I thank you for being here tonight. Yeah! And that's it. I'm gonna leave you with that. It's simple thank you. She's raising Okay, somebody come here because I don't know how to manage this thing. Help! Thank you.
Another round of applause for the Croatian sensation, Anuska Miller. That's what I'm talking about. The Ruskies, they do it right.
So there it is, another podcast in the bag. Thanks for listening, people.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys. And you're listening to the Dive Bar Comedy Podcast. Stay tuned every week. Coming up every morning on Wednesdays.
You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, or check any location at divebarcomedy.com. Thanks a lot.